The night is here now. Soft and patient. The day has released you, and you have released the day. And here, in this quiet darkness, there is nothing left to hold on to. Nothing you must carry. Just the stillness, the breath, and these words, spoken gently, like a hand on your shoulder in the dark. Tonight, we are going to talk about something that takes a lifetime to understand. Something that asks nothing of you except your attention. Here, now, in this moment of rest. We are going to talk about letting go. Not in any forceful way. Not as something you must do. But as something that happens, slowly, naturally, like leaves falling from a tree in autumn. They do not struggle. They do not hold on desperately to the branch. When the time comes, they simply let go. And they fall softly, gently, returning to the earth. You have been holding on to so many things. We all have. Some of them we hold consciously, knowing they are there in our hands. Others we carry without realizing, tucked away in corners of the heart, in the back of the mind, weighing us down in ways we cannot name. And that is all right. That is being human. But tonight, here in the quiet, perhaps we can begin to understand what it means to release. To open the hand. To let the weight fall away. Not because we have failed. Not because we are giving up. But because we have lived long enough to know that some things were never meant to be carried forever. When you were young, you learned to hold on. To grasp. To keep. You learned that holding tightly meant safety. That clutching something close meant it would not disappear. You held on to toys, small treasures that meant the world. You held on to people, wrapping your arms around them, afraid they might leave. You held on to moments, trying to freeze them in time, knowing even then that they would slip away. And you were right to hold on. That is how we learn to love. How we learn that things matter. That people matter. That moments are precious because they do not last. But somewhere along the way, life began to teach you something else. Something quieter. Something harder to accept. It taught you that holding on too tightly can hurt. That some things, no matter how much we love them, are not meant to stay. That the tighter we grip, the more we suffer when they inevitably change or leave. You have felt this. We all have. The ache of trying to keep something that is already gone. The exhaustion of carrying something that has grown too heavy. The pain of refusing to accept what has already happened. And slowly, perhaps without even noticing, you began to learn the other side of love. The side that says, I care deeply, and still, I must let go. This learning did not happen all at once. It came in waves. In moments of sudden understanding. In quiet realizations that crept up slowly over years. In losses that taught you, whether you wanted the lesson or not. You learned it when friendships faded, not from conflict but from distance, from different paths, from the simple truth that people grow and change and sometimes grow apart. You learned it when jobs ended, when homes were left behind, when chapters closed before you felt ready. You learned it in the mirror, watching your face change, watching time leave its marks, watching the person you once were slowly transform into someone different, someone older, someone you are still learning to know. Each of these moments was a teacher. Each of these losses was an invitation to understand something deeper about life, about love, about the nature of impermanence. Letting go does not mean you did not care. It does not mean you have forgotten. It does not erase the importance of what you once held. Letting go simply means you have recognized that holding on is no longer serving you. That the weight has become too much. That the time has come to release, so you can breathe again. You have let go of many things already. Think about it, gently, without judgment. Think about the dreams you once had, so clear and bright, that slowly faded as life took you in different directions. You let those go. Not all at once. Not dramatically. But quietly, over time, you allowed them to drift away. There was the dream of who you would become. The career you imagined. The life you planned. The person you thought you would be by now. Some of those dreams came true. Some transformed into something different. Some never materialized at all. And it hurt, perhaps. Or perhaps it felt like relief. Or perhaps both at once. Perhaps you mourned those dreams even as you understood that letting them go made room for the life you actually lived. The one with all its unexpected turns, its surprising joys, its unplanned detours that led you here, to this moment, to this night, to this breath. You have let go of versions of yourself. The child you were, the young adult full of certainty, the person you were before grief touched you, the person you were before you learned certain truths about life, about people, about how the world actually works. Each version had to be released to make room for the next. Each letting go was a kind of death, yes, but also a kind of birth. The you that exists now could not exist if you had clung too tightly to who you used to be. You have let go of people. Some by choice, because the relationship was no longer healthy or true. Some because distance or time made it impossible to stay close. Some because they died, and you had no choice but to release them into memory. And that hurt too. Perhaps it still hurts. Perhaps there are names you cannot say without feeling the weight in your chest. Perhaps there are faces you see in dreams, reaching for you, and you wake wishing you could hold them one more time. The people we lose stay with us in strange ways. They appear in habits we learned from them. In phrases we catch ourselves saying that we realize came from their mouths first. In the way we think about certain things, solve certain problems, find comfort in certain rituals. You carry them not as weight but as presence. Not as burden but as gift. They shaped you. They mattered. And even in their absence, they remain part of who you are. But the physical presence, the daily connection, the ability to pick up the phone or walk across the room and find them there, that had to be released. That letting go was not a choice, but it was still necessary. Still real. Still something you had to learn to live with. And you did learn. You are learning still. Each day a small practice in carrying their memory without being crushed by their absence. Each day a small choosing to honor what was while still living in what is. Some people left differently. They walked away, or you walked away, and the leaving was complex, tangled with hurt and relief and regret and freedom all mixed together. Perhaps there was anger. Perhaps there was betrayal. Perhaps the relationship became toxic, and leaving was the only way to save yourself. Perhaps you simply grew apart, wanted different things, became different people who no longer fit together the way you once did. These departures carry their own weight, their own questions. Did you do the right thing? Could you have tried harder? Should you have stayed? Should you have left sooner? The questions can haunt you if you let them. They can keep you tied to the past, replaying conversations, reimagining different outcomes, wondering what if. But here is what time teaches. The past is not a puzzle to be solved. It is not a mistake to be corrected. It is simply what happened. And holding on to the questions, clutching them like a lifeline, does not change anything. It only keeps you from being fully here, fully present, fully alive in this moment. You can let go of the questions. You can accept that some things will never have clear answers. That some relationships were meant to end. That you did the best you could with what you knew at the time. And that is enough. It has to be enough. But you are still here. You are still breathing. You survived the letting go. And that is something. That is everything. There is a kind of strength in letting go that we do not talk about enough. We celebrate the strength of perseverance, of never giving up, of holding on no matter what. And that is important. That matters. But there is also strength in knowing when to release. In saying, I have carried this long enough. I have done what I could. Now it is time to set it down. You have been strong in ways you do not even recognize. Strong in the way you kept going after loss. Strong in the way you adapted when plans fell apart. Strong in the way you forgave yourself for being imperfect, for making mistakes, for not knowing what you did not know. Strong in the way you got out of bed on mornings when staying there seemed easier. Strong in the way you smiled when you did not feel like smiling. Strong in the way you kept loving even after being hurt. Strong in the way you kept trying even after failing. This strength is quiet. It does not announce itself. It does not seek recognition. It simply persists, day after day, year after year, carrying you through. And part of that strength, perhaps the deepest part, is the willingness to let go when holding on has become impossible or unbearable or simply no longer necessary. Letting go is not weakness. It is not surrender in the way we usually think of it. It is wisdom. It is the deep understanding that life is a river, and we cannot hold the water in our hands. We can only let it flow through our fingers and trust that it is going where it needs to go. We can only stand in the river, feeling its coolness, its movement, and know that we are part of something larger than ourselves. Something that flows and changes and never stays the same. Think about the things you are still holding on to. Not to judge yourself. Not to force anything. Just to notice, gently, what is there. Perhaps you are holding on to regret. The things you wish you had done differently. The words you wish you had said, or the words you wish you had not said. The choices that led you here, to this life, which is not quite the life you imagined. Regret is heavy. It asks you to carry the past on your back, to replay it endlessly, as if by thinking about it enough, you could change it. But you cannot. The past is written. It is done. And carrying it does not honor it. It only keeps you from being fully here, now, in the present. There are specific regrets, perhaps. Specific moments you return to again and again. The time you were unkind. The time you were afraid and let fear make your decisions. The time you chose safety over risk, or risk over safety, and wonder if the other choice would have been better. The relationship you did not fight for. The opportunity you did not take. The person you hurt without meaning to. The words you cannot take back. These memories have weight. They have sharp edges. They cut when you hold them too tightly. But what if you could look at them differently? Not as failures, but as moments of being human. Not as proof that you are not enough, but as evidence that you were trying, learning, growing, stumbling, getting back up. What if you could extend to yourself the same compassion you would extend to someone you love? What if you could say, yes, I made mistakes. Yes, I have regrets. And also, I was doing my best. I did not have the wisdom I have now. I was younger, more afraid, less experienced. And I deserve forgiveness, especially from myself. What if you could set that down? Not forget. Not pretend it did not happen. But simply acknowledge it, learn from it, and let it rest. The past does not need your constant attention. It does not need your endless analysis. It is finished. It is complete. It can be honored and released. Perhaps you are holding on to anger. At someone who hurt you. At life for not being fair. At yourself for not being enough. For failing, for being human. Anger has a purpose. It protects us. It tells us when something is wrong, when a boundary has been crossed, when we have been harmed. Anger can be righteous. Anger can be necessary. Anger can be the thing that moves us to change, to protect ourselves, to demand better. But when we hold it too long, it burns. It becomes a weight that exhausts us, that keeps us tied to the very thing we want to be free from. You know this burning. You have felt it in your chest, in your jaw, in your hands clenched tight. You have felt it in the thoughts that circle endlessly, rehearsing what you should have said, imagining confrontations, replaying hurts over and over. The anger feels justified, and maybe it is. Maybe what happened to you was wrong. Maybe you were treated unfairly. Maybe someone you loved betrayed you. Maybe life gave you pain you did not deserve. But holding the anger does not change what happened. It does not punish the person who hurt you. It only punishes you. It only keeps you trapped in the past, unable to move forward, unable to find peace. What if you could release it? Not because the person deserves forgiveness. Not because what happened was okay. But because you deserve peace. Because you have carried this fire long enough. Forgiveness is not about them. It is about you. It is about choosing your own freedom over their continued power in your life. It is about recognizing that you are more than what was done to you. You do not have to forget. You do not have to reconcile. You do not have to pretend it did not hurt. You simply have to decide that you will no longer let it define you, control you, steal your peace. You can let it go. Slowly, gently, in your own time. And each small release is a victory. Each moment you choose peace over anger is a step toward freedom. Perhaps you are holding on to fear. Fear of what is coming. Fear of loss, of change, of the unknown. Fear of aging, of sickness, of being alone. Fear that whispers in the night, telling you that you are not safe, that you are not enough, that the worst is yet to come. Fear is understandable. Life is uncertain. We have all been hurt. We all know that things can fall apart. That people leave. That bodies fail. That plans crumble. That safety is always, to some degree, an illusion. But fear, when we clutch it too tightly, becomes a prison. It keeps us from living fully, from risking connection, from experiencing the beauty that still exists, right here, right now. Fear tells us stories. Stories about the future. About all the terrible things that might happen. And some of those things might happen. Some of them will happen. Loss is part of life. Change is inevitable. The body ages. People die. These are truths we cannot escape. But fear takes these truths and amplifies them. It makes them immediate, urgent, overwhelming. It makes the future feel like it is happening now, in this moment, when it is not. When all we have is now, just this breath, just this moment, just this quiet night. What if you could soften your grip on fear? Not eliminate it, not pretend it is not there, but hold it more gently, acknowledging it, and choosing not to let it make all your decisions. What if you could trust that you have survived everything that has happened so far? That you have faced hard things and come through them? That you are more resilient than you know? What if you could trust that whatever comes, you will handle it when it comes? That you do not have to solve future problems now? That you do not have to carry tomorrow's burdens today? The future is not here yet. It exists only in imagination, in possibility. And while it is wise to plan, to prepare, to think ahead, it is not wise to live entirely in the future, always anticipating disaster, never resting in the present. You can let go of some of that fear. You can breathe it out. You can release your grip on all the terrible possibilities and trust that you will face what comes when it comes, with all the strength and wisdom you have gathered over the years. Perhaps you are holding on to guilt. Not just regret for things you did, but guilt for things you failed to do. For not being enough. For not doing enough. For not saving someone. For not preventing something. For surviving when someone else did not. Guilt tells you that you should have been different. Should have been better. Should have known more, tried harder, been stronger. Guilt tells you that you are responsible for things that were never your responsibility. We carry guilt for our children, if we have them. For the ways we failed them, the mistakes we made, the times we were impatient or absent or overwhelmed. We carry guilt for our parents, for not visiting enough, for not being patient enough with their aging, for the relief we felt when the burden was finally lifted. We carry guilt for relationships that ended, for jobs we could not keep, for promises we could not fulfill, for the person we thought we would be and never became. But here is the truth. You are human. You were always going to be imperfect. You were always going to make mistakes. You were always going to have limits, to fall short, to fail in small and large ways. That is not a flaw. That is the condition of being alive. You did not have infinite energy, infinite patience, infinite wisdom. You did not have a map. You were learning as you went, making choices with incomplete information, doing your best in circumstances that were often difficult. You are not responsible for things you could not control. You are not responsible for other people's choices. You are not responsible for being perfect. You can release the guilt. You can forgive yourself for being human. You can accept that you did what you could, and that has to be enough. Letting go is not a single act. It is not something you do once and then it is finished. It is a practice, a returning, a constant, gentle releasing again and again, as life keeps giving you things to carry. Some days you will feel light, free, as if you have finally set everything down and can walk unburdened. And that is beautiful. Savor it. Other days the weight will return. Old grief will resurface. Old anger will flare. Old fear will grip you in the night. And that is all right. That does not mean you have failed. It just means you are human. It means the heart remembers. It means some things take time. Be patient with yourself. The way you would be patient with someone you love. The way you would speak gently to a child who is learning something difficult. You are learning one of the hardest lessons there is. You are learning to live in a world where nothing stays the same. Where everyone we love will eventually leave, or we will leave them. Where every moment is already passing, even as we live it. And still, you are here. Still breathing. Still trying. Still finding reasons to go on. That is courage. That is grace. The practice of letting go is like tending a garden. You do not plant seeds once and then walk away. You return day after day, pulling weeds, watering, pruning, making space for growth. Some days the garden flourishes. Some days it struggles. But you keep tending. You keep caring. You keep showing up. And slowly, over time, things change. The garden becomes easier to maintain. The weeds grow less aggressively. The flowers bloom more readily. Not because the work stops, but because the practice has made you better at it. More skilled. More patient. More understanding of the rhythms and seasons. This is what happens with letting go. At first it is hard. Everything wants to cling. Every loss feels fresh. Every release feels like betrayal. But over time, with practice, it becomes more natural. You learn the difference between healthy attachment and painful clinging. You learn to hold things lightly, with love but not with desperation. You learn to enjoy what is here while it is here, and to release it when it is time. This does not mean you stop caring. It means you learn to care without suffering, to love without grasping, to appreciate without possessing. There is a kind of letting go that happens with age. Not because we become cold or indifferent, but because we have lived long enough to see the patterns. To understand that most of what we worried about did not happen. That most of what did happen, we survived. That we are stronger and more resilient than we ever imagined. When you were younger, everything felt urgent. Every decision felt enormous. Every mistake felt catastrophic. You held on to control because you believed you had to. You believed that if you just tried hard enough, planned well enough, worried sufficiently, you could prevent disaster. And maybe you did prevent some disasters. Maybe your worry kept you safe in certain ways. But it also kept you tired. It kept you anxious. It kept you from trusting that you could handle whatever came. Now, you know differently. You have faced things you thought would destroy you, and you are still here. You have lost people you thought you could not live without, and yet, you are living. You have failed in ways you thought would define you, and you have discovered that you are more than your failures. You have been fired. You have been rejected. You have been sick. You have been heartbroken. You have been afraid. You have been lost. And each time, somehow, you found your way through. Each time, you survived. Each time, you woke up the next day and kept going. This knowing is not cynicism. It is not bitterness. It is peace. It is the quiet confidence that comes from having walked through the fire and come out the other side. You do not need to hold on so tightly anymore. You have earned the right to let go, to trust, to rest. Age brings this gift, if we let it. The gift of perspective. The gift of knowing that very little is actually urgent. That most problems solve themselves or become irrelevant with time. That the things we thought were essential were often not. Age teaches us what matters and what does not. It teaches us to say no without guilt, to prioritize rest, to choose peace over productivity, to value presence over achievement. It teaches us that we do not have to prove anything anymore. We do not have to be impressive or successful or perfect. We simply have to be, and that is enough. Letting go of people is perhaps the hardest. People we love. People who shaped us. People who knew us when we were young, when we were different, when we still believed certain things were possible. Some of them are gone now, passed away, and you carry them in memory. You see them in dreams. You hear their voices sometimes, unexpectedly, in the middle of an ordinary day. And it brings tears. Or it brings a smile. Or both. You have had to let them go into death. But they are not entirely gone. They live in you. In the way you laugh. In the things you value. In the lessons they taught you, whether they meant to or not. There are moments when you catch yourself acting just like them. Using their gestures. Saying something exactly the way they would have said it. And it is strange and beautiful and painful all at once. You honor them not by clutching their memories so tightly that it becomes painful, but by living. By carrying forward the love they gave you. By being the person they helped you become. Sometimes you talk to them still. In your mind. In your heart. Asking their advice. Imagining what they would say. And maybe that is not letting go. Or maybe it is a different kind of holding on. One that does not hurt. One that comforts. You can carry them with you without being weighed down by grief. You can remember them with joy instead of only sadness. You can be grateful for the time you had instead of bitter about the time you lost. They would want that for you. They would not want you to stop living because they died. They would want you to be happy, to find peace, to keep going. And so you do. You keep going. For them. For yourself. For everyone who still needs you. For the life that is still here, still unfolding, still offering moments of beauty and connection and meaning. Some people are still alive but no longer in your life. Distance, disagreement, or simply the passage of time has carried you in different directions. And that is all right. Not every relationship is meant to last a lifetime. Some people come into our lives for a season, to teach us something, to love us for a while, and then to move on. You can hold gratitude for what they gave you and still release them. You can wish them well without needing to be close. You can carry the good they brought into your life without carrying the hurt or the disappointment. There are friends from long ago who you wonder about. Where are they now? What are their lives like? Do they ever think of you? There is a sweetness in those memories, a nostalgia for a time that felt simpler, easier, fuller. But you cannot go back. Those friendships existed in a particular time and place, when you were both different people. And trying to resurrect them now might only reveal how much you have changed, how little you have in common anymore. It is all right to let them remain in the past, to hold them as good memories, to be grateful for what they were without needing them to be anything more. Some relationships ended badly, with words that cannot be taken back, with betrayals that cannot be undone. And you have had to decide whether to try to repair the damage or to walk away. Both choices have cost. Repair requires forgiveness, vulnerability, risk. Walking away requires accepting loss, releasing hope, making peace with an ending that feels incomplete. There is no right answer. Only what feels true for you. Only what serves your peace. If you chose to walk away, you can still release the bitterness. You can still wish them well, from a distance. You can still recognize that they were human, flawed, struggling, just like you. If you chose to stay and repair, you can release the old hurt. You can choose to see them as they are now, not as they were then. You can build something new on the foundation of what survived. Either way, letting go is part of it. Letting go of the perfect relationship you imagined. Letting go of the pain. Letting go of the need to be right. Letting go and choosing peace. And some people are still here, still close, but they are changing, aging, becoming fragile. And you are learning to let go of who they were and accept who they are now. To love them not for what they can give you, but simply because they are here and they matter. Your parents, perhaps, if they are still living. No longer the strong figures of your childhood. No longer the ones who had all the answers, who took care of everything, who seemed invincible. Now they need help. They forget things. They move slowly. They tire easily. And you have to become the caretaker, the one who makes decisions, the one who is strong. It is a strange reversal. A bittersweet transition. You love them, but you also grieve who they used to be. You want to care for them, but you also feel exhausted, overwhelmed, sometimes resentful. This is normal. This is human. You are allowed to feel all of it. And part of caring for them is letting go of who they were, accepting who they are now, being patient with their slowness, their forgetfulness, their needs, loving them in their fragility the way they loved you in yours. Or perhaps it is a partner, someone you have loved for years, for decades, and you are both aging, both changing, both dealing with bodies that do not work the way they once did. You have to let go of the younger versions of each other. The energetic ones, the capable ones, the ones who could do everything together. Now there are limitations, things you can no longer do, ways you can no longer connect, and you have to find new ways, new rhythms, new expressions of love that fit these older, slower bodies. It is not less, it is different, and there can be beauty in it if you let there be. A deeper intimacy, a quiet companionship, a love that has survived everything and settled into something solid and true. You have also had to let go of yourself, the younger version of you, the one who was stronger, faster, sharper, the one who could do more, be more, accomplish more, the one who had a future full of possibility, stretching out endlessly. Aging asks us to let go of that person, not to mourn them endlessly, though some mourning is natural, but to release them gently and accept who we are now. Older, slower, perhaps wiser, perhaps not, but different, changed by time and experience. There is a grief in this, a real grief. No one tells you how strange it is to lose yourself, to watch your body change, your energy fade, your mind forget things that once came easily. You look in the mirror and see someone you do not quite recognize, lines that were not there before, gray hair, a softness where there was once firmness, eyes that look tired even after rest. And it is strange, because inside you still feel young. You still feel like yourself, but the outside no longer matches the inside, and the world treats you differently, sees you differently, sometimes does not see you at all. This is one of the quiet pains of aging that is rarely spoken about. The invisibility. The sense of no longer being relevant, attractive, important. The realization that you have moved into a different category in people's minds. Not young, not middle-aged, but old. And old is something our culture does not value. Old is something we are taught to fear, to fight, to hide. But what if we could let go of that fear? What if we could accept aging not as decline but as change, as a different kind of fullness? There is also something liberating in it, in letting go of the need to be young, in letting go of the need to prove yourself, in letting go of the exhausting work of pretending you have it all together. You do not have to be anything other than what you are, right here, right now, imperfect, tired, still learning, still growing. Even now, your worth is not in your youth. Your worth is not in your productivity. Your worth is not in your appearance or your abilities. Your worth is in your existence, in your humanity, in the life you have lived, the love you have given, the wisdom you have gathered, the simple fact that you are here. You are enough, just as you are, not because of what you have done or what you might still do, but because you exist. Because you are human, and that is enough. That has always been enough. Letting go also means releasing the future, the way you thought things would be, the plans that did not work out, the life you imagined but did not get to live. We all have a parallel life in our minds, the one where we made different choices, where we took the other path, where we said yes instead of no, or no instead of yes. And sometimes we visit that parallel life and wonder what would have happened, who we would have become, what we would have experienced. It can be painful, that wondering. It can feel like you missed something essential, like you took a wrong turn somewhere and now you are here, in this life, which is not quite the life you wanted. Maybe you imagined a different career, one that was more successful, more fulfilling, more meaningful. Maybe you imagined more money, more recognition, more impact. Maybe you imagined a different relationship, a partner who understood you better, a love that was easier, more passionate, more enduring. Maybe you imagined children if you did not have them, or a different experience of parenthood if you did, one that was less complicated, less painful, more joyful. Maybe you imagined adventure, travel, freedom, a life less constrained by responsibility and obligation. But here is the truth. You are exactly where you are. This is the life you have lived. These are the choices you made with the knowledge you had at the time. And there is no way to know if the other path would have been better. Maybe it would have been. Maybe it would have been worse. Maybe it would have been just as complicated, just as messy, just as beautiful and broken. The imagined life is always perfect because it is not real. It exists only in possibility, where there are no consequences, no complications, no reality to contend with. The real life, the one you actually lived, is messy. It has mistakes and regrets and disappointments. But it also has moments of unexpected beauty, connections you never planned, joys you did not anticipate, lessons you needed to learn. You can honor the dreams you did not fulfill and still accept the life you have. You can hold both. You can say, yes, I wanted that, and I did not get it, and I am sad about that. And also, this life, the one I have lived, matters too. It has meaning too. It has been worth living. Letting go of the imagined future does not mean giving up on hope. It means being present to this reality, this moment, this life. It means finding meaning not in what could have been, but in what is. And what about the small things? The everyday irritations, the minor grievances, the little hurts that accumulate over time? We hold on to those too, often without realizing. We replay conversations, rehearsing what we should have said. We nurse small resentments, reminding ourselves of how we were wronged. We carry guilt over minor mistakes, punishing ourselves for being imperfect. The neighbor who said something rude. The store clerk who was dismissive. The friend who forgot your birthday. The family member who always criticizes. These small holdings are exhausting. They clutter the mind. They steal peace. They keep us irritated, on edge, unable to rest. What if you could let them go, one by one? Not because they do not matter, but because you matter more. Because your peace matters more. Because life is too short to carry every tiny burden. Forgive yourself for the small things. Forgive others for the small things. Let them drift away like dust in the wind. You do not have to hold on to everything. You get to choose what you carry. And most things, most of the daily frustrations and minor conflicts, are not worth carrying. They are not worth the energy, the mental space, the emotional weight. You can let them go almost as soon as they happen. You can notice them, feel them, and then release them. You can choose not to rehearse them, not to build stories around them, not to let them take up residence in your mind. This is a skill, a practice. And like all practices, it gets easier with repetition. Each time you notice yourself holding onto something small and choose to release it, you are training yourself in the art of letting go. You are making space for what actually matters. For peace. For joy. For presence. There is a rhythm to letting go. An inhale and an exhale. A holding and a releasing. We take in, and then we must let out. We gather, and then we must shed. We love, and then we must release. This is the rhythm of life itself. The seasons teach us this. Spring brings growth, new leaves, new life. Summer holds it all, lush and full. Autumn begins the release, leaves falling, colors fading. Winter is the final letting go, the quiet rest before the cycle begins again. You are part of this rhythm. You are nature. You are not separate from the trees and the seasons. You too are always in the process of becoming and releasing, growing and shedding, living and letting go. Trust the rhythm. Trust that what needs to stay will stay. Trust that what needs to leave will leave. Trust that you will know, in your deepest self, when it is time to hold on and when it is time to release. The ocean teaches this too. The tide comes in and goes out. Waves crash upon the shore and then retreat. The water does not cling to the sand. It does not try to stay. It simply follows its nature, moving with the moon, with gravity, with forces larger than itself. And in that movement, in that constant flow, there is a kind of peace. A surrender that is not defeat but acceptance. A recognition that we are part of something larger, something that has its own wisdom, its own timing. You can trust that timing. You can trust that you are exactly where you need to be in this moment. That everything that has happened was part of your journey. That everything you have released needed to be released. That everything you still carry serves some purpose, or will be released when the time is right. Sometimes letting go feels like betrayal. Like you are abandoning someone or something that needed you to remember. Like if you release it, it will disappear completely, as if it never existed. But that is not how memory works. That is not how love works. You can let go and still remember. You can release and still honor. You can move forward and still carry the best parts of what came before. Letting go is not erasure. It is integration. It is taking what mattered, what was beautiful, what was true, and weaving it into who you are. And then, gently, setting down the pain, the anger, the weight. You do not have to keep punishing yourself to prove you cared. You do not have to keep suffering to honor what was lost. The people you loved would not want that. They would want you to be free, to be happy, to live fully, even in their absence. Think about someone you loved who is gone. Really think about them. What would they want for you? Would they want you to be trapped in grief forever? Would they want your life to stop because theirs did? Would they want you to carry guilt and regret and pain as proof of your love? Or would they want you to remember them with joy? To think of them and smile? To carry their love forward into the world? To live the fullest life possible, knowing that they were part of what made you who you are? You know the answer. Deep down, you know what they would want. And giving yourself permission to be happy, to let go, to move forward, is not betrayal. It is honoring them. It is living in a way that says, your love mattered so much that it still sustains me. Your presence in my life was so powerful that it continues even now. You gave me the strength to keep going, to keep living, to find joy again. That is not forgetting. That is the deepest kind of remembering. You can give yourself permission to let go. Permission to be at peace. Permission to stop carrying what is no longer yours to carry. And there are some things we cannot let go of. Not yet. Maybe not ever. Some losses are too big. Some wounds are too deep. Some memories are too precious or too painful to release. And that is all right. You do not have to let go of everything. You do not have to be perfectly at peace. You are allowed to carry certain things with you for as long as you need. There is no timeline for grief. No schedule for healing. No deadline by which you must be over it, past it, moved on. You get to take as long as you need. You get to carry what you need to carry. You get to grieve in your own way, in your own time. But maybe over time, the carrying becomes softer. Maybe the sharp edges wear smooth. Maybe the weight becomes less. Maybe you learn to hold it differently, not clenched in your fist, but resting gently in an open palm. That is enough. That is more than enough. Some people say that time heals all wounds, but that is not quite true. Time does not heal, but time does change. It changes how we hold pain. It changes how we remember. It changes what feels urgent and what feels distant. Time gives us perspective. It gives us space. It gives us the ability to integrate loss into our lives without being destroyed by it. You do not stop missing them. You do not stop wishing things were different. But you learn to live alongside the missing, alongside the wish. You learn that you can carry sorrow and still feel joy. That you can remember loss and still experience beauty. That life is big enough to hold both. This is the wisdom of having lived, of having survived, of having endured and continued. You know that you can feel multiple things at once. That the heart is vast enough to hold grief and gratitude, pain and peace, sorrow and love, all together, all at the same time. And that is what it means to be fully human. To be alive. To be here. Letting go is also about the body. The way it changes, the way it slows down, the way it cannot do what it once did. You have had to let go of strength, of energy, of the ease with which you once moved through the world. And that is hard. That is real loss. There are things you can no longer do, activities you can no longer enjoy, a vitality that has diminished. And it is all right to grieve that. It is all right to miss the body you once had. But the body is wise. It knows when it is time to slow down. It knows that there is meaning in stillness, in rest, in simply being rather than doing. Your body has carried you through so much. It has loved and worked and endured. It has brought you pleasure and pain. It has held your children. It has danced. It has labored. It has healed from injuries and illnesses. It has aged alongside you, changing just as you have changed. It deserves gentleness now. It deserves to be accepted as it is, not judged for what it can no longer do. Letting go of the young body means accepting the aging body, not with resignation, but with gratitude. This body is still here, still breathing, still feeling the warmth of sunlight, the softness of blankets, the comfort of rest. It is still your home. It still deserves your love. And perhaps there is a freedom in this acceptance, in no longer trying to force the body to be something it is not, in no longer comparing yourself to your younger self or to others who seem more capable. You are exactly as you are meant to be in this moment. Your body is doing its best, and that is enough. There is a tenderness required here, a gentleness with yourself. The same kind of gentleness you would offer to anyone you love who is struggling, who is tired, who is doing their best in difficult circumstances. You deserve that gentleness from yourself. You deserve to be treated with kindness, with patience, with understanding. Your body is not failing you. It is simply aging. And aging is not failure. It is life. It is the natural progression of being alive. It is what happens when you are fortunate enough to live a long time. Not everyone gets to age. Some lives are cut short. Some people never get to experience gray hair, wrinkles, the slowness of an older body. You have been given time. You have been given years. You have been given the opportunity to see seasons change, to watch the world evolve, to accumulate wisdom and memory and experience. That is a gift. Even with all its difficulties, even with all its losses, aging is a gift. What would it feel like to let go completely? Just for a moment. Just here, in the safety of this quiet night. What would it feel like to release every burden, every worry, every regret, every fear? To set it all down and simply be? You do not have to do it forever. But just for now, just for this breath, imagine it. Imagine your hands open, empty, free. Imagine your shoulders dropping, the tension releasing. Imagine your mind clear, quiet, still. What would it feel like? Perhaps it would feel like relief. Like the first deep breath after holding your breath too long. Like the moment you set down something heavy and realize how tired you were from carrying it. Perhaps it would feel like spaciousness. Like a room suddenly emptied, light pouring in, air moving freely. Perhaps it would feel like peace. Like coming home after a long journey. Like finally resting after years of striving. You deserve that feeling. You deserve to let go. You deserve to be free. Even if just for this moment. Even if just for this breath. You can release everything and simply be here. Present. Alive. At peace. Feel your body resting. Feel the support beneath you. Feel the air moving in and out of your lungs. Feel the quiet of the night surrounding you. This is all you need right now. This moment. This breath. This peace. Everything else can wait. Everything else can be set down. Just for now. Letting go does not mean nothing matters. It does not mean you have become cold or detached. It means you have loved so deeply that you understand love includes release. It means you have lived so fully that you understand life includes loss. It means you have held on so tightly that you finally understand the grace of letting go. You are not giving up. You are not failing. You are learning. You are growing. You are becoming more yourself, more whole, more at peace. Every time you release something that no longer serves you, you are choosing yourself. You are choosing your peace, your freedom, your well-being. And that is not selfish. That is necessary. That is wise. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot care for others if you are crushed under the weight of everything you carry. You cannot be fully present if you are trapped in the past. Letting go creates space. Space for new experiences. Space for joy. Space for connection. Space for whatever wants to emerge in your life. When your hands are full, clutching tight to what you already have, you cannot receive anything new. But when you open your hands, when you release, you make room. You create possibility. And life is always offering possibility. Even now. Even at this stage. Even when it feels like everything is ending, there are still beginnings. Still moments of beauty. Still opportunities for connection, for meaning, for love. You do not have to be done. You do not have to stop growing, stop learning, stop experiencing. Age does not close all doors. It opens some doors that were not available before. The door to wisdom. The door to perspective. The door to understanding. The door to a different kind of peace, deeper than anything you knew when you were young. You have earned this peace. You have walked through fire to get here. You have survived losses, faced fears, made difficult choices, carried heavy burdens. You have lived. And now, if you are ready, you can rest. You can let go. You can trust that you have done enough, been enough, carried enough. You can set it all down and simply be. The night is deeper now. The world is even quieter. And you are still here, breathing, listening, being. You have carried so much for so long. You have been strong in ways you do not even recognize. You have held together things that wanted to fall apart. You have kept going when you did not know how. But tonight, you can rest. Tonight, you can let go. Not forever. Not all at once. But just for now, just for this moment, you can release what you are carrying. You can trust that tomorrow will come, and you will pick up what you need to pick up. You will carry what you need to carry. But right now, right here, you can be free. You can let your body sink into softness. You can let your mind grow quiet. You can let your breath slow and deepen. You can let yourself drift toward sleep, knowing you are safe, you are enough, you are exactly where you need to be. There is nothing you have to do. Nothing you have to fix. Nothing you have to figure out. Not tonight. Tonight is for rest. For release. For letting go. Letting go is not the end of love. It is love's deepest expression. It is saying, I loved you enough to hold you close. And now I love you enough to set you free. It is saying, I cared enough to try. And now I care enough to release the outcome. It is saying, I wanted this so much. And now I accept what is. You have been holding on for so long. And that was right. That was necessary. That was love. And now, if you are ready, you can let go. You can open your hands. You can soften your grip. You can trust that what is meant to stay will stay, and what is meant to leave will leave. And either way, you will be all right. You have always been all right. Even in the hardest moments. Even in the darkest nights. You have survived. You have endured. You have found your way. And you will continue to find your way. One breath at a time. One moment at a time. One gentle releasing at a time. Life is not about holding on forever. It is about knowing when to hold and when to release. When to fight and when to surrender. When to push forward and when to rest. You are learning this wisdom. You have been learning it all along. And with each passing year, with each loss survived, with each burden released, you understand it more deeply. You understand that life is a river. That we cannot control its flow. That we can only be in it, moving with it, trusting it to carry us where we need to go. And sometimes being in the river means letting go. Letting go of the shore. Letting go of the rocks we cling to. letting go of the need to control where we end up. It means surrendering to the current, trusting that we will not drown, trusting that the river knows where it is going, even when we do not. This is faith. Not religious faith necessarily, though it can be, but faith in life itself, faith in the process, faith in your own resilience, faith that you will handle whatever comes. You have earned this faith. Your life is the evidence. You have faced so much and survived it all. You have lost and loved and lost again. You have fallen and gotten back up. You have been broken and healed, or learned to live with the breaks. You are still here. That is proof of your strength. That is proof that you can trust yourself to keep going, to keep surviving, to keep finding meaning and beauty even in difficult circumstances. The night holds you now. The darkness is soft. There is nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to go, nothing you need to prove or fix or carry. You can simply be here, breathing, resting, letting go. And in the letting go, you are not losing yourself. You are finding yourself, the self beneath all the weight. The self that has always been there, quiet and whole and free. That self is still here. It has always been here, and it will always be here. You are that self, beneath everything you carry, beneath every role and responsibility, beneath every hurt and fear. You are still there, whole, complete, enough. You were born enough. You will die enough. And every moment in between, you are enough. Not because of what you do or what you accomplish or what you give to others, but simply because you exist. Because you are a human being, and human beings have inherent worth, inherent dignity, inherent value. You do not have to earn it. You do not have to prove it. You simply are. And that is the ultimate letting go. Letting go of the need to be more, to do more, to prove more. Accepting that you are already enough, exactly as you are. This is the peace that age can bring. The understanding that you have nothing left to prove. That you can simply be. That your worth is not in question. That you are loved and valuable and important, not for what you produce but for who you are. You are a person who has lived a life. Who has loved people. Who has experienced joy and sorrow. Who has done the best they could. Who has survived. Who is still here, still breathing, still finding moments of beauty in each day. That is enough. That is everything.